If you ever get to see her at a convention, you make sure you give her some special love, because it was not easy stepping into that role. Can you imagine? Can you imagine for a minute Erin Dismuke doing such an amazing job with Al in the first series and being loved by the fans and having owned that role? And then he grows up, which is unavoidable. And he doesn't sound like Al anymore. And Brotherhood comes along, and we were all like, oh no. Because he just, his voice is deeper than mine is now. Brother. See, it just doesn't work, right? It just doesn't work. It's like Frankenstein is my brother, right? And so imagine the pressure, you guys. Imagine the pressure for Maxie. Funimation worked very, very hard to find, they did a lot of auditioning to find somebody that sounded a lot like Al, that sounded a lot like Erin, but that could bring the acting quality, And you guys all know that they used girls to play Ed and Al in the Japanese. That's what they usually do. And to be honest with you, that's what we do most of the time in English versions. Why? Because their voices don't change, and they can do the same character like, Bart Simpson is a chick, and she's been doing it for 20 years. Did you not know that? Newsflash. Bart Simpson's done by a girl. Well, think about it. It couldn't be a little boy, because his voice would have changed 15 years ago. But anyway, that's why they do it. Because especially, and you know what, you guys? It's one thing to cast a little kid to play a little kid role. Like a cutesy, one-dimensional, let's go play at the playground, right? That wasn't Alphonse Elric. That was a heavy, meaty, weighty role. And the only reason that Erin got it was because he had already done like Fruits Basket, and he had proven that he had some real special skills. They had auditioned a lot of girls to play Al, and the only reason they cast Erin was because he was actually a little 11, 12-year-old boy, and he had experience and he was good. Nobody at the time had any clue there might be another series, because if they did, they probably would have cast a girl, because she would sound the same for years and years to come. But Erin did an amazing job, and suddenly Maxie, and you guys, can I tell you something? Maxie got like hate mail. Can you imagine that? I just want to punch somebody when I hear stuff like that. No, not you. That makes me so angry. You know what I mean? Maxie is amazing. She did an amazing job, and there are people out there that are so lonely and bored that they have to write mean emails to some perfect stranger that they don't know, who's just doing the best she can, and rag on her because she doesn't sound enough like the first series, or whatever. So when we first started, Maxie would call me. Maxie would call me and she would say, Anna, I had no idea that this thing was so big, and I had no idea that people were so intense about this. I get these emails and it's very discouraging. But I want to thank you guys. Has anyone ever met her in here? She's the sweetest little girl, isn't she? And I want to thank you guys that have been encouraging to her. And if and when you see her at a convention ever, or whenever, however you might ever come in contact with her, you say something nice to her and encourage her, because I think she did an amazing job with that character. Absolutely.